there goes your cocktail. Oh, I'm so sorry. My elbow just clipped it. Are you all right? Did any get on you? Oh, thank goodness. Please, let me get you another one. Oh, no, it's no trouble at all. You're quite welcome. It was the least I could do, really. Don't even have the excuse of being tipsy yet. This is stone-cold, sober clumsiness. Need a few napkins. At least it's only a small spill. Dark and stormy, eh? I don't believe I've ever tried that one. That's, dark rum mixed with ginger beer and lime, isn't it? They should make more cocktails that match people's moods. Make it so much easier to read the room. I'm sorry yours qualifies as stormy, though. I'm sure me knocking your drink over didn't help much. I'll just be a moment. Get that drink for you. Hey, George. Yeah, sorry about the mess. Bit of a stumble bum this evening. Would you mind putting their dark and stormy on my tab and making them another one? And let me get their next drink too. Why not? Cheers, mate. Oh, yeah, for me, pint sounds perfect, actually. Thank you. There we are. I hope you don't mind that I grabbed you an extra drink. I promise I'm not hitting on you. I mean, you're very attractive, don't get me wrong. Just, you looked so sad when your drink toppled over. I couldn't help but want to... Good. Yes, you are quite welcome. I hope it brightens your day a little. I know this time of year can be quite wearing. Oh, cheers, George. Yes, this year in particular does seem rather ominous, doesn't it? I think the sole reason I'm not in a similar mood myself is that I've been distracting myself with making my cheeky little deliveries today. Well, that's silly, but I'm organising a pub crawl for my mate Henry's birthday this weekend. Yeah, he thinks we're just going out for a few drinks, but been plotting this entire evening, all December. He's really into Zelda stuff, so along with all the booze and snacks, I'm going to surprise him with a little scavenger hunt. Oh, it's going to be brilliant. We're going to call it a pub crawl between worlds. Eh? Oh, yeah, I went all out on this. I bought everybody themed t-shirts, green pointy hats, elf ears, the works, and he has no idea. The pubs are all mapped out, the staff are all in on it, and now all I have to do is drop off the goodies and wait for the big weekend. Look, to start, George is going to hide a couple Korok figurines around the place for me. I'll just leave these under the bar for him. Yeah. Mad what you can find for sale on Etsy. For the other pubs, I've bug nets and slingshots, bomb bags with Dr. Fire Cannonball jawbreakers inside, all kinds of loot. Yes, it's possible I might be even more chuffed about his birthday than he is. I used to do this kind of thing for a living, you know. Not scavenger hunts specifically, but pub crawls. Oh, yeah, it's a thing. People actually paid me to show groups of people different taverns. It was incredible. Best job I ever had. Yeah, well, all good things come to an end, I suppose. Anyway, I gotta run. I have a couple more pubs to visit, but thanks for listening to me witter on. I've been sitting on this secret for about a month and I haven't told a soul. Oh. Well, I'm glad it cheered you up. Have a good rest of your night, yeah? Hey, fancy seeing you again. I swear I'm not following you, this was just the next pub on my list. Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to sit with you a while. I could use a break, you know, and maybe some sushi. I'm glad we ran into each other again, too. Much as I like George's, it's always bustling. Can't really hold a conversation there. So, what brings you here? Watching the fish? Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? Like a fish rainbow. Is that sea urchin crawling up the glass? Look at its wonky feet. I didn't know the weird little things even had feet. Oh, no, I'm sure what lives in the tank is purely ornamental. I visited another sushi place once that did keep their food that fresh, though. Best unagi nigiri I ever had. Yeah, so what brings you here? Is this your first visit? Oh, I see. So you're trying to find out which bar makes the best dark and stormy. What fun. I used to do that kind of thing too, you know. I figured out the one that makes the best Long Island iced tea, if you're fond of those. You've seen the Jack in Green, just down the street. They import their Cokes from Mexico and use real lemon instead of that nasty sour mixed stuff. Yeah, I am extremely acquainted with the pubs around here, what with my former profession and everything. It was a fun gig. I'd be happy to tell you more about it, but I really should order something to eat first. I've had 2 pints and it's been ages since lunch. What about you? Have you had dinner? Well, in that case, what would you say to splitting a sushi boat? I'd be remiss if I sat here stuffing myself with sashimi when you didn't have anything. No, that's all right. Let me get it. I'm too hungry to figure out the particulars of splitting the bill. Besides, I'm sharing my devious scavenger hunt plans with you after all. That makes you my partner in crime, I think. Jolly good, then. Would you mind making the order while I visit the loo? Yeah, I'll have another pint with mine, whatever IPA they have. Ta. Hey, that food came out quick. Oh, I am excited. Their rainbow rolls are to die for. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Hey, cheers to extremely pleasant surprises. It is nice seeing you again. So, yeah, I used to be a pub crawl guide. I get to go show people my favourite bars, recommend drinks, and natter on about the history of the buildings. Since I was a local and I didn't automatically lead them to the most expensive tourist traps imaginable, my groups loved every minute of it, generally. The normal parties were fun and all, but yeah, my favourites were the haunted tours, or the historical ones. Those were fun too. Anything that involves a costume. One company had me dressed up like some bloke from the 1600s a couple times. I'd flounce around in my poofy sleeved doublet and my red hose and pointy shoes and talk in my Shakespeare voice. "Make haste, my gentle lords and ladies, for just ahead lies a foretaste of heaven's sweetest nectars." That was great. I miss it. Yeah, well, I kind of got, fired. Slightly. A little bit. Back in 2019, I had a cousin who was graduating from medical school. He wanted to leave with a bang, and I thought it would be hilarious if we all dressed up like folks with different strains of the plague and went boozing. Like one of those zombie walks, but in December. Stupid idea, really. It was frigid out, and it didn't go over well. I learned wearing bandages and realistic latex plague buboes violated a great many dress codes. Technically, I could enter the pubs. I was done up as a plague doctor rather than a victim, but I was the only one who could get in a lot of places. Yeah, oddly enough, the pubs didn't really want me in there either. Well, he was right when COVID was just starting to become a real worry. None of us were really following the news of it, though. I sure as hell didn't know how serious it was. And I don't know, we might have taken it a bit far regardless. What with the bell ringing and the "bring out your deads." Anyway, my job got word of it. They thought it was insensitive and gave me a big lecture about how it didn't represent their ideals, and then they gave me the boot. So, end of an era. I felt like a right idiot about it, but, to be honest, part of me is kind of glad. I'd been doing them for about 2 years at that point, and I was getting tired of it. Plus, it's more fun if I get to plan these sorts of things for people I actually know. Well, like I say, it's not all bad. Now I do voiceover for a living. Isn't that a lark? Oh, no, nothing you would have heard of. So far it's been mostly local commercials, short educational videos, a few nature documentaries nobody's heard of. That was my biggest role. Stuff like that. Do some sound editing stuff for clients too sometimes, mostly clean-up work. This week I started narrating these medical textbooks. Absolutely mind-numbing. But it's paying the bills. Yeah, sadly, it has been more voiceover work than acting. My drug side effect voice is fun at parties, though. Common side effects may include headaches, dry mouth, nausea, diarrhea, dizziness, drowsiness, insomnia, oversleeping, hallucinations, memory loss, and fugue states where you adopt a secret family in the fair town of Go. Yes, I might be showing off. Just a little. It's nice to hear you laugh, though. Anyway, in a bit here, I'll slip these to the pub owner. Just look at these beauties. Yes. Teeny tiny hand-painted clay ocarinas. And they work, too. I'm gonna let them think that's the big finale. But the actual finale is at the next pub. They're kind of famous for serving drinks that taste like candy and kick like an emu. And I found these pretty glass heart container bottles, and I thought, wouldn't it be lovely to fill them with a red drink of some kind? Yeah, the bartender plans on using this glorious pomegranate blood orange vodka cocktail they serve called Heartsease. I swear to you, I must have watched her make this a dozen times, and I still don't know how she does it, but she can make it glow. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, I am an enormous nerd. Apologies. What can I say? Henry's only going to turn 23 once, and I love doing a themed pub crawl. Bugger, the next pub closes in 15 minutes. Where did the time go? I swear I had at least another hour. Let me just get the bill. Just a moment. I love a place where you can pay with a QR code, though. I'm glad I could cheer you up with my silly prattle. It was nice meeting you again. Yeah, sorry, I've really got to go. Charles, I'll sell you my soul if you get me a fat glass of water. Whew. God, why am I such an idiot? Cheers, mate. Oh my God, it's you! I can't believe it. I'm so sorry I had to rush out the last place like that. I heard the alarm and my brain just went into a panic. I thought they were going to shut before I got there. I'm glad to see you too. Aren't you sweet to look for me? But I forgot to tell you the name of the pub. Are you saying you found this place solely by my paltry description of it? My goodness. I'm so flattered. You've no idea. Well, yes. Not only did you listen to all my tipsy ramblings, but now you've come back for more. Oh, but I'm such a dunce. I got so swept up in just talking with you, I didn't even ask you your name. What is your name? Good to finally meet you properly. I'm Sebastian. You've a very lovely name too. I really am very happy to see you. Let me just drop these hard containers off. Be back in just a moment, all right? Anyway, it's 2025. New opportunities are all around us. Maybe this year I'll get to voice an obscure NPC in a slightly famous MMO. I'm aiming small, I don't want to disappoint myself. What do you think you'll end up doing this year? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring your mood down. There's no pressure to tell me anything, but if there's something you need to get off your chest, I'm all ears. Yeah. The days after New Year's can be such a slog. Suddenly it's January 4th and the flow of time starts to matter again. Reality hits you like a speeding lorry. I don't blame you for not feeling ready. I certainly don't feel ready. God, that's terrifying. I haven't had the pleasure of finishing uni myself, but I've had friends tell me the year after graduation is always kind of a train wreck, suddenly getting thrust into the real world and all. Poor thing majoring in political science. You're right in the thick of some of the scariest news, eh? I mean, yeah, it gives me enough sleepless nights. Not as many as you get, I imagine. But hey, in spite of some extremely horrifying developments, you're continuing to plan and work in your field. And this whole night, you've been doing your best to cheer yourself up, so I've got to admire you for doing that. It might be hard, but you're going to get through this month. And before you know it, you'll start to build some momentum. 2025 won't feel nearly so impossible to deal with once it gets rolling, I bet. That's what I try to do anyway. Give life a chance to change around me before I tell myself it's hopeless. Usually something develops to make things bearable again. Yeah, I know. It's not much of a coping mechanism, but it's all I've got. And seems like it's enough most of the time. It's gotten me this far. Yeah, I mean, look how tonight turned out. I overslept, missed the bus, stepped in someone's abandoned dog shit that they hadn't picked up, knocked over your drink, and now I'm sitting here with you. Right now, life's pretty fantastic, actually. You know what else I tried to do in January? It's a tradition that hasn't failed me yet. Well, the way I see it, misfortune is temporary. You can move past it, but the good moments, those are the ones that are meant to stick around. You have to remember those. Otherwise, it's too easy to forget they're even possible. So, I make absolutely sure to start the year off doing something amazing. That way, it'll always be there to help me bounce back when things are difficult. I'll be able to look back and think, 2025 started off spectacularly. Maybe things can get good again. You know, I thought my brilliant thing for 2025 would be putting together this pub crawl, but I think something has eclipsed it. It's you. It's meeting you and having drinks and talking. It's been wonderful. You're just lovely. I'm going to be riding that high for at least a few months, I think. I might be a little bit enthralled by you, actually. If you're amenable to the idea. You are. Well, in that case, I wanted to say, see, I am hitting on you now, if that's all right. It's dangerous to go alone. So, take this. Yeah, saved one of those hot bottles for you. Are we doing this now? Does this mean I can finally try all the pickup lines I've collected over the years? Let me think. What's a gorgeous thing like you doing, sitting in a chair like this? Does God know you've been sneaking out of heaven? Or are you a camera? Because I can't help but see you and smile.